Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful day. Welcome, neighbors and friends. Welcome our Mayor, Muriel Bowser, to the Northeast Boundary Civic Association and the Capitol View Civic Association and the entire community. We know that you, Miss Mayor, brings us good news regarding the beautiful site that we are about to hear from you on what's going to be on it. We have plenty of years to get this service done, and now it's about to be complete. On behalf of the Northeast Boundary Civic Association and the Northeast area, we welcome everyone here tonight. This evening. See, I'm thinking about night. And I'm so glad to have my chairperson of the ANC, Mr. Antoine Holmes, and the president of the Capitol View Civic Association, right to accommodate all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tyrone White. I'm the owner of MLK Deli. We will be opening our fourth location in Deanwood. I'm from Deanwood. I grew up in Deanwood, and I'm very excited, and I appreciate the mayor for allowing us to receive this grant and this funding for the community, because it's not just about food. It's about creating a different narrative in our community. We want our children and the people that's coming ahead in front of us to not only look at rappers and other people like basketball players and football players. We want them to see entrepreneurs and people in our community, give them hope and belief that they can do the same thing that we're doing right now. So thank you, Mayor. I really appreciate you. And now I want to introduce you, the magnificent Mayor Bowser. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for those remarks, Tyrone. And Commissioner Mary Gaffney, thank you for your leadership in our community. Thank you for fighting hard for Ward 7 and the Northeast boundary. And I so appreciate so many people for coming on this very, very hot evening. And I want to give a special acknowledgement and thanks to your council member, who I saw, Councilmember Vince Gray. And Mayor Gray has, of course, been very focused on delivering for Ward 7, and especially here at this location, the Capitol Gateway Marketplace. So today, we're here to provide an update on the Capitol Gateway Marketplace and to kick off our third round of food access funding. And we're going to spend a little time talking about the Food Access Fund, because it has allowed us to deliver on what people in Ward 7 and 8 have told me in just about every neighborhood meeting that I have attended over the years. And that is that they want and need and deserve more grocery stores, more restaurants, and more places to buy quality food. And we have been very intentional, yes, about how we are working to attract more food sellers, more grocery, more restaurants, and more food sellers to our Ward 7 and Ward 8 neighborhoods. Councilmember Gray and I were together just this past January, where we broke ground on the first new grocery store in Ward 7 in 20 years. And that is the new Lidl that will open in Skyland. And we are here to talk about the Capitol Gateway. You see the signs. And this has been our focus since day one of my administration, to unstick a very sticky situation. I know the council member will agree. And those are technical terms. Unstick a sticky situation here at the Capitol Gateway Marketplace. Some will remember this. In January 2002, that's 20 years ago, Those were the first plans introduced to bring a grocer and mixed-use building, including housing, to this site. And that was 20 years ago. Then, of course, in 2016, an anchor tenant walked away from this site, not keeping its promise. And we know that we have been focused on how to get it on track ever since. So without intervention, this site would likely have remained vacant for another 15 years. So this year, my administration went to the council. We told the council that we needed this land so that we can deliver on a 20-year promise to bring fresh food options and new housing to Ward 7. So I want to thank you, Councilmember. I want to thank all of your colleagues for working with us so that we can stay on track to deliver a store to Ward 7. So most people know I don't like to use eminent domain. That is when the government says we have to have the land for government use, and it should be used sparingly. But I can't think of a better reason than after we tried to unstick this land from the people who refused to do what they said they were going to do, we have to go to court, and we will use eminent domain to get this land. We got a $14 million check to back it up, because that's what it's going to take. And Ward 7 deserves it. And so we have seen the government be partners in every ward in the city on bringing new retail, new grocers, and new housing. And I am with the council making that commitment here. But more than that, Commissioner, it's one thing to have the land. And we've been working, and the council member will attest to this. You know, when we go on these retail trips, it's in Las Vegas, but we go on these retail trips, we're working with retailers. We're working with grocers every single day to make sure that we can bring the grocery that we need. And now part of that, there's a tool we use when we're negotiating with a retailer. Is called a letter of intent. And what that means is that we're sitting down at the table. They have gone and gotten their approvals to all their bosses. I'm the boss, so I gave the approval on our side. And we sit at the table. So we have a letter of intent from a major grocery retailer to come to this site. And I'm very pleased to announce that letter of intent is with the Giant Food Stores. So I want to give a big shout out to my team at DMPED. They're the big deal team. All right, DMPED, led by John Felchicchio, Sarojo Padwala, and their whole team, because this is a big deal. And we also want to thank the Ward 7 community for sticking in there with us to make sure that we're delivering. So this is, you know, I don't do sports metaphors that well, but, if we got to get to the 100-yard line to score the touchdown, we're more than halfway there, okay? So we'll get the land. We got the letter of intent. We'll negotiate an agreement. Then we'll get the store built and deliver that for Ward 7. So I am also proud that we have been able to deliver a good foods market in Ward 8. That we opened last year. I've already talked about the new Lidl that's coming to Skyland, and we're looking forward to Giant Food opening right here. So today we also want to make sure that the community is ready. You heard Tyrone talk about how he's able to open his 4th location. And my vision for getting more food stores is to look at restaurants who are doing well, who've already opened in other parts of the city, who are committed to our neighborhoods, who are committed to hiring DC residents, and telling them that we want to be their partner. We want to be their partner in opening in Ward 7 and 8. So last month, we were at the Bridge District to announce the 2nd round of awardees, including the Sandlot Anacostia, who's represented here. And on this Monday, no, 2 Mondays from now, on June 27th, we'll make another $7.3 million available. So if you have an idea for selling food and you want to do it in Ward 7 and Ward 8, maybe you already have a location in the district, please be ready to apply for another round of food access funding beginning on June 27th. Since we have launched the Food Access Fund, we have awarded nearly $13 million in grants to 16 local businesses, and more than half of them are Black owned, and most of them are expanding, like Tyrone in Ward 7 and 8. In fact, we've been working hard on Deanwood, and people in Deanwood are going to be ready for the MLK Deli. And so in September, we'll also open the Half Smoke at Skyland in Salatai and Hill East. And so we know with the creativity of our business owners and residents that we're going to have more and more options for DC residents. So with vision and the funding that taxpayers have allowed us to invest, step by step, block by block, and neighborhood by neighborhood, we will deliver on the promises we've made to bring quality food where quality food has been missing. And that's not a luxury. That is a building block for your health. That's a building block for your investments that you've made in your homes and in your families to have quality amenities. So sometimes when people tell me that Mayor, DC's getting really, we want to find affordable housing and we want to find neighborhoods where we can afford to live. Our job, and we take it very seriously, is to make sure every neighborhood in the District of Columbia has what it needs. And that includes great amenities, great transportation, neighborhoods, recreation, and safety. And food, though, is one of the key ingredients. So with that, council member, are you ready to come up? You want to come up now? Okay. You're going to hear from your council member in the next couple of seconds talking about how we're going to keep working together on Ward 7. Councilmember Gray. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You bet. You bet.
Thank you, Mayor, so much for being here to be a part of this. It is a hot day, but that's all right. We're going to get through this. It's not that bad out here, is it? Mayor, I want to thank you so much for being here to be a part of this outstanding effort that we're making here today. I mean, we've come out here, and Dr. Gaffney, how are you? It's always a pleasure to see you. Yeah. So anyway, we're here today to be able to announce, as you heard, that Giant is coming to Ward 7. Giant. Isn't that fantastic news, you all? Well, we've been working hard, as the mayor said, we've been working hard to be able to bring additional grocery stores to Ward 7. I mean, we got Lidl that's coming. Now we got Giant that's coming. And there'll be other grocery opportunities as well. So I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for the work that you've been doing to make this happen. This is very, very important. And as you know, the people of Ward 7 deserve this as much as we possibly can make it happen. So I want to thank all of our ANC leadership that is here. My dear friend sitting right in front of me. How are you, sir? Lindell, I see you right across from me. All dressed up today. So Wendell, thank you so much for everything you do too. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here and being a part of this. And if you haven't gotten a meal yet, take advantage of the opportunity while you're here. And let's make sure we come back also to be able to acknowledge and make happen, of course, the arrival of Giant coming to Ward 7. You know, it was many moons ago, but there was a Giant many moons ago in Ward 7. But now it's coming back, okay? Isn't that great news to be able to have Ward 7 having Giant coming back and to be a part of our efforts every day? So I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing. We got great opportunities that are ahead of us. I am excited about it, and I'm so glad that everybody's out here today. I see Commander Altieri, who's with us over here today. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I want to thank all the DMPED staff that are here too, Mayor, who work hard with us. We appreciate it. It's a hot day out here, and I don't want to keep everybody for hours and hours and hours. John, we appreciate all the work that you do. Thank you so much, okay? So let's make it happen, everybody. It's just a question. That's right. Let's make it happen. Can we make it happen, Mayor? Yeah, let's make it happen. That's right. Let's make it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't leave without getting a meal, because I'm gonna get one myself, okay? So everybody, can we have a big hand for John coming to Ward 7? Come on, y'all, give it up, give it up, give it up. Absolutely. That's fantastic news, isn't it? So, Mayor, we're going to get it done. Okay? All right. Give it back to you, okay? All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
We're going to get it done.
Absolutely.
Deputy Mayor Falchicchio.
Well, what do you say when it's all been said? I think Councilmember Gray got the memo about the weather before Mayor Bowser and I. But let me tell you that we couldn't be more excited. Mayor Bowser, you have dedicated, at this point, $73 million to the Food Access Fund, right? So we wouldn't be here today. We mentioned that there's been about $13 million in grants already, and another $14 million of that $73 million is so that the District of Columbia can own this site again, and the residents can own this site once again. So when Mayor Bowser sent the budget to the council, her fair shop budget, she made sure it was the most equitable ever. She also knew that sometimes the council trims, cuts, moves around a little bit. And so Mayor Bowser, Councilmember Gray fought to make sure that that $73 million is there so that Giant can be here. So let's give them both a round of applause for that. So we've got a couple members of the team who've been working on this tirelessly, nonstop. I'm going to ask them to come up. Because after it's all been said, all you could say is thank you. So why don't we have first and foremost Tim White come up. Let's thank him for his work. I think his daughter can come up too, if she wants. So Tim White, you've seen him on plenty of Zooms, seen him on plenty of WebExes. I know Commissioner Holmes has made sure that he's answered every question, that he always brought a PowerPoint.
Always have a PowerPoint.
And Dr. Gaffney, you know you hold Tim accountable too. President Smith, you hold him accountable. So let's give Tim a round of applause. Tim's going to help us see it through. He's assisted and poked and prodded too to make sure that all of us at DMPED are ready. So there's a couple other members of the team. Sarosha Padwala, who's here. Come on up. Chris Everett. Susan Longstreet's not with us. Nicholas. Erica Satterley. Courtney Jefferson, and of course our grants team, who helps us make sure that we get that money out the door, that $73 million. Also, there's some Food Access Fund grantees who I want to make sure they come up too. We got to get Tyrone back up from MLK Deli. Let's have Amanda Stevens from Fresh Food Factory. They're going to be opening up in Kenilworth, also in Ward 7. Sandlot, where's Ian? Ian's on the phone. He's ordering more juices. Ian's going to come on up, too. He's making sure Sandlot opens in Anacostia, right next to the beautiful Frederick Douglass Bridge. So let's give this whole team and these awardees a hand for the work that they do each and every day. So, we're not done yet. As the mayor said, June 27th, we're opening up the next round of Food Access Fund. So if you have an idea for what you want to deliver and where you want to deliver it, get ready. And so folks will say, well, why are you announcing this today for something that opens on June 27th? And I was having a conversation with one of our current grantees, and they're already ready to go after their next grant, right? And one of the requirements is that you have a letter of intent. So what they're going to do over the next couple weeks is make sure that they get that letter of intent in hand. Just like we're investing here, we're going to make sure we invest around Ward 7 and 8 with more food access points, or for short, grocery stores, restaurants, and we're going to make sure that that keeps happening. So where do you find out information? Come on, Ian. Come on, you want to say it?
ObviouslyDC.com.
Great. So, if you go to ObviouslyDC.com, June 27th, that's when you'll see all the information about applying for the Food Access Fund. There's other ways that we're helping businesses. One that is really popular and actually oversubscribed at this point is the Commercial Property Acquisition Fund that allows our business owners to buy the building that they're in. So they're no longer paying rent, but they're building equity. So let's give the mayor a round of applause for that. So I'm going to ask the team to stay up here because we're going to bring the mayor back up for any questions from media and then community. But also, before I step away from the podium, Giant is coming, right? So I got to tell you, I did tell, and he's good at keeping secrets, I said, Mayor Bowser, Councilmember Gray wants you to know it's going to be a big deal. And he said, well, that must be Giant. So he knew. But I also got to say the reason why Giant is so important too is not just because we know it, we love it, but also it's a union grocery store. So let's hear it for our friends from UFCW. There's a couple more steps, and I know Commissioner Holmes will be at a meeting to make sure we walk through what those next steps are. We're going to need some help from the council, but as we do it, we're going to make sure that the community knows about it because this is important to you as it is to us and vice versa. So we're going to make sure we keep you updated, but we're going to need your voices. Like I said, sometimes the funding looks really kind of something that they want for something else. We got to make sure it sticks with us. And this project, we got to see it through. So with that, the person who's going to see it through, let's bring back up Mayor Bowser.
All right. I do think everything has been said. So I want to say thank you to the community for sticking with us. We're going to stay tuned with all the folks here. And I want to thank the ANC commissioners as well. Thank you for being here. And I also want to acknowledge our Ward 7 Mokers. Does everybody know the Ward 7 Mokers? Sadia Jenkins. Where's Sadia? Sadia comes up and everybody can see you. And Osha Daniels. So you see these lovely ladies, they like to work hard. So if you see anything in your community that needs my attention, make sure you let the Ward 7 Mokers know, okay? So what you see the commissioners like, I'm ready to get on the computer right now. And also Tim, you've met, you know Tim White, who is really responsible for making sure we're delivering all of the economic development projects, promises that we've made related to housing and more affordable housing, but also retail, just retail, so that you don't have to drive out of your communities to do what you need to do. And we keep those tax dollars right here in Washington, D.C. All right. Thank you, everybody. I didn't know that was you.